So करना पड़ता है. Amplitude. Amplitude not increase करेंगे.
Amplitude scale.
It's okay. So here it is. How much you are getting here? You are getting here. It is approximately 1.9, right? And multiplying factor is same, right? So it is somewhat loose connection. That's why it is showing like this. So 1.9. So this is for E plane T, and here we have given the input voltage. Now here at port 1 you are giving the signal to the port number 1. Now output you are counting on the port number 2, you are measuring on the port number 2. It is approximately 1.9 the into 50 millivolts. So this is your output at this port, right? Now port 3 is terminated. When you are getting the output of port 2, your port 3 is here, it is terminated with a match termination. So it is terminated, right? Now what you have to do, keep the input at this port only, okay, and you measure the now output on which port? You measure the output on the third port. So what, and second port you have to terminate, right? Input is given to the port 1, output we are taking at port 3, that is to the at the in arm, right? And port number 2 we are terminating it with a match termination. Now look at your output. Now this is your output. How much is output? Just measure the output. Now it is less. It is approximately 1, right? 1 multiplied by, it is now output on CRO. It is at port 3, input is given to the port 1. Port 2 is now terminated. We are getting the output at port 3, and that output is equals to 1 multiplied by 50 millivolts. So this is input given at port 1, you are getting the output at port 2, and similarly input is given to the port 1, output is measured at the port 3. Now what do you have to do? Now input port, this is input port, right? Now give input to the port number 2. Now we are giving the input to the port number 2. Now input will be same as it is. So what is input? Input is your input voltage is 50 millivolt multiplied by 2.4, right? This much is your input voltage, because we are not changing anything here. So we are connecting that input to the port number 2, and we are measuring the output on port number 1, while port number, or we will measure here, it is already connected here, or we can measure the output at port number 2. Port number 3 will terminate with match termination. Okay, the second case, input is given to the port number 2. We are measuring the output at port number 1, while port number 3 is terminated. In any case, we have to terminate one port. So let us terminate that port. input is given to the port number 2. See here, mounts are required for proper alignment of the microwave bench. This bench is called as a klystron bench. Now in this klystron bench, we are given input to the port number 2. We are measuring the output to the, now see, I have connected it to the third port. So output is measured at port number 3 and port number 1, which is terminated with a match termination. You can check the output. In the similar fashion, you are getting the output that is equals to, at port number 3, I am getting the output that is equals to approximately 1 into 50 millivolts. So this number of lines, this is 1 multiplied by this multiplying factor of voltage, that is 50 millivolts, right? While port number 2 is, port number 1 is terminated. Now input will keep as it is to the port number 2. Just now we have measured the output for the port number 3. So we will measure the output for port number 1, while we will make port number 3 as a terminated port. Okay, termination. So let us remove the connections. While removing the connections, we have to take care that we should not see this by naked eyes, because it may harm our eyes. This is a microwave signal which is in the gigahertz frequency range, propagating through this waveguide 8 to 12 gigahertz of frequency. Now we connect here output to the port number 3. Match output is port number 3 is terminated. Output is connected to the port number 1. So this is port number 3 of E plane T. So it is terminated with the match termination. Properly it is terminated. Now port number 2, now port number 1 is connected to the output, that is to the diode detector. We are connecting diode detector to that port, that means we are observing the output on that particular port. So very simple practical. Here you can calculate the port characteristics. See, the output is increased little bit because we are giving input to the port 2 and directly we are measuring to the port 3. That's why it's increasing that. So approximately it is 1.8 or 1.9. So it's a 1.9 multiplied by 50 millivolts, right? So right now we have to give the input to the port number 3. Now here input is given to port 1. We have measured the output at port 2 and port 3, while port 3 and port 2 are terminated respectively. In the second case, we have given input to the port number 2. Obtained output is at port number 3 and port number 1, while port number 1 and port number 3 are terminated respectively. Now next we are giving input to which port? Port 3. Now input is same, we have not changed anything. So it's a 50 millivolt multiplied by 2.4 is your input voltage, right? Now input is given to the port number 3 and you have to measure the output at next port, right? So say we are measuring the output at port number 2 and port number 1 is terminated with a match termination. So it is terminated here. So in case it is terminated here, so here we are terminating the output, right? And we are measuring the output at this port. So let us disconnect it and let us see, this was our port number 1, port number 2, now port number 3, input is given to port number 3. Remember that this rectangle should be connected to the rectangular part of this waveguide only. So here port number 3 is connected to the input. Input is given to the port number 3. We are measuring the output on the port number 2 while port number 1 is terminated with a match termination. So let us connect this rectangular shape. Should be connected to the, this one is a rectangular shape. So this should be connected to this rectangular shape. See, we can connect like this. We can also connect like this, but we see that here we are getting something output. Just look at the CRO, look at on the CRO. You are getting some output. But now if you connect like this, what is your output? Output becomes 0. So that's why it is essential that this rectangle should be connected to this rectangle in this way only. You cannot connect like this because real field will get cancelled each other. So that's why you have to connect it in this way. Okay. Now let us measure the output on the CRO. So this is your output on the CRO. So how much it is? So it is approximately equals to 0.9, right? So you are getting here 0.9. So output measure at this point is 0.9 multiplied by your 50 millivolts, that is as it is voltage now position, right? Now let us change the position of this. Now input is given to the port 3 only. Now we have to change only the position of your match termination and the diode detector. So now here input is given to the port number 3. You are measuring the output at port number 1. And match termination is connected to the port number 2. So again this rectangular part we have to connect it to the rectangular part only. again you look at on the CRO. So your output is how much? Output on the CRO, if you move it here like this, concentrate on the CRO very. So again it is approximately equals to 1, right? And that 50 position is as it is. So it is 1 into 50 millivolts, right? So here we are getting the characteristics for the E-plane T, right? So like this. So here we have given input P1, that is V1 we are given. V1 is given. We have measured the output at V2 and the V3. Like similarly here. Similarly like this. We are given input V1, we are measured the output at port number 2 and the port number 3. Measure the output at port number 2 and the port number 3. So what parameters you are getting? You are getting the parameter of S21. So this divided by this. That means if you take this voltage at 2, V2 divided by V1. So it is as good as if you take into the 20 log, then in the S parameter, that is in the form of power. So you will get here S21. Now if you take this divided by this, that is V3 divided by V1, you will get the parameter, that is S31. Similarly, here you are getting the parameter. Now here you are getting the output. So this is 3 and 2. So 3V3 divided by V2. So it is equals to S32. Similarly, V1 divided by V2. So you are getting the parameter S12. Similarly, for the third observation, it is V3 divided by V2, that is nothing but your S32, and here V3 divided by V1, that is your S31. So you know, so it is, sorry, S31 or S13, we can say that, S13 or S31, similar, same, one and the same thing. So here first we are taking V1 divided by V3. So it is S13. You know that this is S matrix. It's S matrix. It is a port. It is having how many ports? 3 ports. Right? So it is a matrix of 3 by 3. S matrix is S11, S12, S13, S1, S21, S22 and S23, S31, S32 and S33. But here practically we consider that all 3 ports are perfectly matched to the junction. This is E-plane T, right? This is E-plane T, port 1, port 2 and port 3. We consider that the port 1, port 2 and port 3, they are perfectly matched with this junction. This is a junction where signal enters the junction, signal leaves the junction. Okay. So that's why if it is perfectly matched, that means its reflection coefficient S is nothing but reflection parameter. So S11 is equals to S22 is equals to S33, it is equals to 0. So your matrix become 0, S12, S13, S21, 0, S23, S31, S32 and here 0, right? So unknown parameters are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you are getting S12, so this S12 you are getting, S13 you are getting this S13, S21 or S12. So it is 2 is first, so S2 and here it is 1, so it is S21. So S21 we are getting, S23 also we are getting, if this is 2 and here it is 3, then S23 we are getting, then S13 we are getting, S31 and S32. So like this we can calculate here the scattering matrix for E-plane T. In the similar fashion, you have to do the practical for the H-plane T. So this is H arm. Similarly, we are doing the same thing for this, right? So from this practical, we can conclude here that from this observation that when you apply the signal at port 1, this is port 1. When you apply the signal at port 1, you are getting the signal at port 2, which is near about the same. But whatever the signal you are getting at the port 3, that is less, right, compared to that. Here it is approximately 2. But here you are getting it is a 1 only, 1 multiplied by 50 millivolts, right? Similarly, here when you apply the signal at port 2, you are getting the maximum signal at the port number 1. But at port number 2, again you are getting the minimum signal, right? Now when you are giving the signal at port 3, then we can say that the signal is very less at port 2 and port 1. That means it shows that when you apply the signal at port 3, the signal get equally divided among the port 1 and the port 2. It is 0.9 into 50 millivolts and 1 into 50 millivolts. That means we can conclude here that the E-plane T is used for collect the signal and to add the signal and to distribute the signal from different point at the junction, right? So this is the concept related to the E-plane T. Whatever the matrix concepts are there we are going to detail study in the unit number 3. So thank you.